Welcome to the Wrench Ramble Show with your host, Sean Kirk.
Yes. Okay, so I think the one you had for tonight, you had episode 12, and it should be episode 13. That's what the deal was. Does that make sense?
Okay, they're both 12. One's a upright, and the other one's is regular. So
Yeah, I know. The one I clicked on for tonight says episode 12 as well. It should be episode 13.
no, it's episode 12 for both of them.
Okay.
Trust me on it. Okay, all right. So we're having had a few changes with how we set up the video, the live stream tonight. And so Sean and I are talking about that and where we're going. So if you're watching on a phone, then it has the vertical format, and then it has the standard broadcast for like on a regular computer. So we can be on two, and then people who are watching on phones and so on will see the same thing. But anyways, glad to have you here tonight, and we'll go ahead and get started with tool of the day here. Just a second here.
It's that time for tool of the day.
So we got a frozen turkey baster there.
Yep. So that's a big no-no. You don't put two very, very extreme oppressing temperatures together because then you get an explosion. So turkey's obviously frozen. The oil, hard telling how hot it is. I don't know, 400 or 500, 600 degrees. I don't know what they cook oil at, but yeah, there's so many videos out there of people doing this, like not understanding that you have to thaw it first and then boom. So yeah, if you guys are going to be doing turkeys this week and you're going to be frying them, keep in mind that you need to probably start thawing everything about tomorrow if you want to be able to run it in your fryer without it exploding on you. So you ever done it this way?
I've never done it that way, but steam expands 1,700 times the size, and so that makes your fryer a rocket launcher, and that's why it explodes.
Yeah, and it explodes. Where do you think all that oil's going?
All over the guy standing there.
Yeah, he's got one glove on. Everything else is exposed, even his shirt and stuff. I mean, you get hot oil on there, it's going to cook on you for a while before it cools down.
Yep. That would be a very bad thing. Let's go ahead and run that through one more time here. You do not want to do this on Thursday.
You don't want to do it any week.
Here we go.
Because if you tell them Thursday, they'll probably do it on Friday.
Yeah, I bet. All right.
Everything's going great until all of a sudden, boom.
All right. So
he did not have a good day.
No, I don't think so. And you always hear about somebody doing that on the news. That's for sure. So
it's just like 4th of July. People doing stupid crap with fireworks, and they wonder why they lose their fingers and stuff.
Right. I think. Yeah, I imagine this would be do a lot more damage than the fireworks. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I don't know the projectile from that. I'm sure there's shrapnel from that metal if it's expanding that fast. That pan probably blew out too.
That's true.
It's got gas hooked up to it. I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty gnarly situation. So I'm sure the firefighters love seeing that. So.
Yep. Wonder how often that happens.
Probably more often than you think.
Yep. Okay. Let's hit the feature product. We got a Bobcat Rogue electric skid loader.
Now for today's featured product.
So this thing, it's fully electric, LED lighting, collision avoidance, and torque on demand. Have you ever messed around with something like that?
Your microphone's messed up there.
Okay.
You sound like a robot. You sound like a robot for like 5 seconds.
I think it's probably on your side coming through on your computer. So have you ever messed around with an electric skid loader?
I am not into the electric side of things on that stuff. I just thought it was cool new technology. I know there's a lot of people that are, but from what I've seen over the years of stuff, the more electronics you have, they work awesome at first. And then as you start having an issue with it, it's really, really hard to track that down and figure out what's actually wrong with it. Because most people aren't really good with tracking down electrical issues. I mean, even like my dad, for example, he's got a problem with his minivan. There's a draw somewhere on there. Well, he's taken it to multiple places, and for whatever reason, they can't figure out where the draw is coming from. You know, it's not an alternator, it's not a starter. You know, they wanted to throw a fuse panel in it for like $3,500 or something. So, I mean, that is why I shy away from electrical stuff, because the cost to fix this stuff is astronomical. I mean, you have gasoline powered stuff, you know, you got fuel, air, and spark. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If something's not working, you can pretty much track it down fairly easy. So that's my 2 cents.
All right. Well, it'd definitely probably be a quiet machine. And
oh, yeah, a lot quieter.
Especially when it's not working. So,
yeah,
all right.
There you go.
Here we go.
They call them Jaguars now.
Yeah, thanks. Nice. Hey, BC. Great to have you with us.
How we doing tonight, BC?
All right. Let's do some breaking
We
news.
interrupt your program for some breaking news.
Yeah.
Isn't that a beautiful sound? And
That
they all fall right back into place perfectly.
Have you ever done that?
I've never done it, but I've seen other people do it, and yeah, it does work like that. So
Wow.
It's actually really sweet. But on this thing with the caps and stuff, you got to take all those caps off and glue it. So it's more for show than anything, but it's fun to watch nonetheless. So
Got it. So it's not not a good utility thing to do.
it's not gonna speed the process along. It just makes for a really cool video. That's about it.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Time for today's Bible Minute.
And try and confuse young minds. This is a rainbow sent by God to show that he would never ever destroy the earth again. This is his promise that he never will destroy the earth again with water. It will be with fire and brimstone. Beautiful. God bless you all. Be safe. And that is a big Indiana boom, baby.
That one got a little loud on there and scratchy, but so this is Timber Cutter Patriot. I know a lot of you guys probably watch his channel too. Does a lot of stuff with Husqvarna saws, cutting trees down, and he's obviously a solid Christian, so I enjoy his content as well. And every once in a while, he's popping some videos up there, and the rainbow was in this video. I know there's a lot of stuff out there about the rainbow, but obviously, like he said, it's God's promise to us that he's not going to flood the earth again. So if every time we see that, that is our reminder. So again, Timber Cutter Patriot. What do you think?
Right. Okay. Shall we head on to the Burgerittoo?
Bon appetit.
So I thought this looked pretty amazing.
I
don't know
figured
if
it'd be good.
I don't know if I'd want to eat it. There's probably like 5,000 or 6,000 calories in there, but it looks really good.
That's enough for probably 4 people, huh?
I could probably do that whole thing, and my boys could probably do it too. We're solid eaters. That's
So
two full burgers, a chicken sandwich, and the burrito wrap with some sauce.
You're going to be making that, huh?
I'll make it and have you. That's what we should do. I should make it and have you eat it live, and we'll see if you can finish it by the end of the show.
No way.
You just got to eat it between all the different clips.
No way can I eat that much. So,
and then after you're done eating, we got to go outside and see if you can push your car down the street.
yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it. That'd be great. All right. So let me see here.
Current politics with Sean and Kirk.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I said I think I forgot to send you money one. Maybe I didn't.
No, I got that one. So
okay.
So here we got. Let's see, I gotta pull this thing. Oh, I did this wrong. Okay.
This is your pick, so it's got to be amazing and epic.
Yeah, I did some changes to my computer here, so I forgot to I got to reset some things, but I can still get the video here. So here we go. Just took a little bit. Here we go. So we got Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's resigning from Congress here.
I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher. Corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts. American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas.
You know, here's the thing. You know, she's saying some things that are really hitting home, and you think about it, our politicians, it doesn't matter which side they are on. Most of them don't have a clue as to what's going on. It's the bureaucrats that are running everything, and they do know, and they just tell the politicians what to do.
Yeah, and the politicians are just worried about kissing everybody's butt so that way they can get reelected and get campaign money.
Right. And if there is something about MTG, she definitely I mean, she can be wild about what she says, but there's a lot of truth to what she says.
So the Jewish space lasers or whatever.
Hey, there's not everything, but I mean, you know, seriously.
I know. I would say she's entertaining. Like,
yes,
some stuff that she says is truthful. Other stuff you just gotta set her to the side and turn the volume down on the TV. You know.
Well, and I probably she's probably one politician that actually believes everything that she's saying is true,
Yeah.
and she buys into it. Which is, you can't tell me that that a typical politician even believes half the stuff they say that comes out of their own mouth. They know they're lying.
No, but she's the real deal. You know what you see is what you get with her, whether you think it's kooky or whether you agree with it or
Right.
whatever. So,
and that doesn't work in politics, but
no, usually not.
should we watch some more from her, or should we move on?
Oh, BC's asking about my Leonard Skinner shirt. Yep, Leonard Skinner representing here. So,
You want to talk about that?
it's a T-shirt. It's black. It says Leonard Skinner Freebirds. That's about the extent of it. I bought it online. Yep.
You got it
like
online.
it. I get a lot of compliments on the shirt, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I get them for teenagers on up. So, I mean, everybody's got respect for Leonard Skinner. I mean, I always love their music. Cool band.
All right. Let's go for... Wait a minute. See. Oh, you know what? You didn't send the money minute over. That's right.
What I thought.
Yeah. And
I thought you were gonna play cleanup and get everything I missed.
I did. It just didn't work out that well.
I see that.
Okay. Here we go. Well, we'll do this instead.
Today's episode of Kirk's Car Corner.
Okay.
You're probably gonna show us an expensive car so we can blend that in with money too.
Yeah, that works. So this is April's garage, and April she's married to Hoovie, and if you know Hoovie's garage, Hoovie does all kinds of, he buys the cheapest different type of car he can find, and so he gets exotics and so on. He just bought the Gullwing, and so this is April's dream car. This is a Buick GNX. And she's always into the 80s muscle cars. But
Sure.
What makes this one unique is they only made 500 of this car.
Okay.
And so she got it. So
dream car. And I feel so connected to it. 1987 Buick GNX, they only made 547 of them. They were the fastest production car when they came out. I mean, they beat Ferrari, they beat Lamborghini, they beat everyone. And you look at it and it's just okay, I don't get it. It's a boxy 80s American muscle looking car, but there's a lot going on, a lot underneath, which why I'm connected to it. I felt like that growing up. I don't know about you, but I felt really lonely growing up. My brother was so mean to me, just would slam the door, kick me out of the house pretty much, just wanted nothing to do with me. And I felt like an outsider. And that's what I feel like this car is. This car is an outsider. You wouldn't expect it. It doesn't have the pedigree that Ferrari and Lamborghini have. It's just, it had to prove itself. It had to prove its worth to sit at the table. You have to get to know it, to know what it is, to really appreciate it, which is how I felt growing up and how I felt about myself. And so there's this kinship I have with this car. I can't believe it's here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to kind of point out some of my favorite parts and some things on it. It came with tons of documentation and some of the original parts. So I'm going to go through those as well. I think it has the original headlights, which these ones are hideous, so I'm changing those out. And I'm going to clean her up. And Tyler's coming home tomorrow, so I'm going to present her in all her glory and eventually take her to Wizards, because I do not want to drive her the correct way until...
And this car, this one in particular, the average selling price for these cars at auction is between $300,000 to $500,000 for that car. Hoovie paid $100,000 for this car because the car was modified. So somebody went in and put a bigger turbocharger on there. They put methanol injection in on it.
And it ruined
it. Did not ruin it. Actually, these things were they were made, the items, the aftermarket items were installed on this car very close to when they picked up the car, and these cars could be modified. Now, why it didn't do so well is because they didn't represent the car well at auction.
Yeah.
And Hoovy opened up the trunk, and all the original parts are in the trunk.
That's cool.
So they can take it right back to original. And they have 100% documentation on the car. So they have like the original bill of sale. They have all the modification dates. Everything is all there for the car to make it 100% original. And also to show documentation that the high performance parts were done right in this car.
Yeah.
And this car screams.
So my cousin had a Grand National car that he used to race, and it looks like his car. Do you know anything about that? I'm not a car guy, so that means
this car is a Grand National. But the GNX, they had the Grand National, and they looked very close, except for the GNX. You can tell it has the fender flares on it, the bigger tires. They put a different supercharger or turbocharger in there. They did all kinds of modifications, and actually McLaren is the one that did it. They built the 500 cars for Buick, and so this is a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a iconic 80s car. And you know, I mean, it's like it kind of looks like grandma's car on the outside, but it's really, we're talking, it's gangster all the way. So
yeah. No, that's cool.
All right. Let me see here. Get it back. We got some comments going on.
Yeah, you can handle the comment section tonight.
Yeah, hey John, I think I don't know about paying $500 for one of those, but he probably had he might have got it if he had that car in maroon, that the Grand Nationals and the that would be the LeSabre they'd have in maroon. But because all those cars were black, the Grand Nationals and the GNXs were black. But yeah, they definitely look cool. I know several guys that had the Grand Nationals, but I don't know anybody that's had a GNX. Like I say, there are only 500 of the GNX made. But all right, so. What are we up to here? We've got... Oh, we'll do this and that.
So the audio not come through on these?
That one, the audio wasn't there.
Huh, that's weird. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. I've seen different competitions. This is just the one that caught me when I was making the videos and stuff. But yeah, to put those bars and chains on that fast, that's pretty amazing, because you got to have really solid fingers, because if you just move it all, you're going to drop something. Like I could put a bar and chain on pretty fast, but not that fast. So that takes a lot of skill right there. I mean, you'd probably still be trying to find your scrunch to take the bar nut off, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'd be looking for this scrunch.
But yeah, there's no way that I could put it on or take it off that fast. That's just a talent right there. So I was pretty impressed.
All right.
So we got a few more questions here. If you want to look at those, I can take the one with the 445 Husky. what is going on with your 445 Husky that you need help with. Just drop it in the comments section what's going on, the symptoms, and we'll try to walk you through it. And it looks like just this guy sent 100 for 2 jewels.
And what?
Are you on the comments?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see. Okay.
There's one. If a deaf person goes to court, is it still called a hearing? You can figure that one out.
Yep. All right. Let me we'll go with the next one.
Yeah, doesn't that look amazing?
Yeah.
I actually had cinnamon rolls today. So we had skillet cinnamon rolls. I went to Cracker Barrel and had skillet cinnamon rolls. So if you haven't had that, they're amazing. I don't really care who you are. Cinnamon rolls are just good. They're just good.
They are.
They're ooey gooey when you do them like this. You can't buy the dry ones. I mean, the bread has to, when you pull it apart, it can't rip. It has to stretch. If it doesn't stretch, it's not a good cinnamon roll. I don't care how it's flavored or how it's made.
Yeah, it does have to be gooey.
Has to stretch, or the only other exclusion to that would be the exception of if it's really flaky. If you make it really flaky, it's good. Flaky, stretchy. Those are the only 2 kinds of cinnamon rolls you can have. You can't do the dry ones in the middle. They just bust apart. That's gross. You can't put enough sugar on top there to make it good. That's my opinion.
I would agree. All right, there's another comment there for you, Sean.
So when you run it, starts up, runs fine. It cuts for about 5 to 10 minutes and starts revving up real fast without pulling the throttle. If you got a problem with that, you probably have an air leak is what I'm going to guess. You could have something wrong in the carburetor. So I would start out probably doing a pressure vacuum test on the saw. So when you get air introduced in there, when it's not supposed to be introduced in there, you can end up having problems. Yeah, so the revving up would be air fuel mixture probably. So carburetor, or I would check for an air leak. Those would be the 2 things. So, and for an air leak, you could do crank seals. You could do a crankcase. I mean, it just depends on what it is. Saw a guy clean the carb twice. That's sort of a loaded thing. So everybody's version of cleaning stuff is different. When I do them, I take them apart. Obviously, take the diaphragms out, the gaskets out, clean those. I take the inlet needle, clean that out. Take the screen, clean that out. Sometimes if it's really bad, I'll take the set screws out, the high and the low. But what you got to do with that carburetor, if it's something really deep in there, it's not worth messing with. You just need to replace it. And then people that have carburetors that are messing with them, you really got to know how to adjust those right. Otherwise, you could make them lean out, and they're not going to work right either. How do you fix an air leak? Well, you got to do a pressure vacuum test. So you got to seal up the exhaust side of the muffler. Usually, if you don't have the tool, you can put a rubber tab in there and then tighten the muffler down. That'll seal that up tight over there. And then on the carburetor side, most of the time you're going to have to buy a special tool that's going to take the place of the carburetor, fit off the 2 screw studs there that you're able to mount and tighten that down. And then you have to have a pressure gauge that you're building pressure in there. And then once that's built, you're going to have the flywheel off. You're going to have the clutch off, the sprocket off. You have to be able to see the seals on the crank all the way down at the bottom. So you can't pressure vacuum test it. I mean, you can pressure vacuum test it and see if it's holding pressure or vacuum, but you're not going to be able to really find the leak unless you take all those components off and have that exposed so we can spray it with soapy water. So for that saw, if you do a pressure vacuum test and it fails, it's not worth fixing. A 445 just wouldn't be worth the time and the money, in my opinion, to fix. So that's what I would do with it. Another thing, take the muffler off, look at the piston, and see what's going on with the piston. If you have an air leak, chances are you've probably already got some scoring on the piston. And if you do, if it's bad enough scoring, you could have transfer onto the cylinder. And if you have that, you got a top end. And on that saw, it's not worth fixing between the top end and the seals. So start with the pressure vacuum test. If it's not holding pressure vacuum, then I would pretty much just call that saw not worth fixing. So you have a new 500i. So it's your old saw now. Yeah. If you get a little bit of life out of it, run it. That saw I wouldn't put any money into. So the 500i is going to do everything you need. But yeah, air leaks on those clamshell saws are not worth spending the money to fix. Time. All right, what do you got next?
Okay, it looks like you kind of hung on the video there, but yeah, there you're back. Okay, here we go. No audio on this guy.
I don't know why the audio is not showing up. So this is the 564 XP Husqvarna fuel injected saw. We're not able to get those coming until after the first of the year. But obviously he got his hands on it. He stripped everything down so you can sort of see some of the components and what the saw looks like. But these are pretty neat. I'm actually looking forward to this. This will be the second fuel injected saw. First one by Husqvarna. Steel has the MS500i saw, which they've had out for probably 5 years, I think. So this one started to drop over in Europe, and we should have it, like I said, after the first of the year. So nonetheless, it's a really cool saw. Everything that I've seen, it's going to be pretty popular for Husqvarna. So I think they did a good job on this saw.
So why did they release the saws in Europe before the United States?
Well, Husqvarna is a Swedish company. Steel's a German company. So that's sort of the central area where they're located. So that'd just be like if it was an American-made saw, we wouldn't release it over in Europe first. We release it over in America where it was made, and then we'd release it out. So that's pretty much the reason why, I would say. I haven't heard anything otherwise. Just proximity to close where they built the stuff, where they engineered it, and where their headquarters is. So that's what I would say.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and go on to the next one.
So no audio on this one either, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's so weird. So yeah, if you got garden posts in your yard, I didn't know this hack, but if you do this little shovel there and the nubs on there and see how she puts her foot down and then pulls it back, it lifts it up little by little, and you can work that out. Instead of having a fence puller, you can do it with your shovel. So I thought that was a pretty cool hack. I know a lot of guys have gardens and stuff, myself included, and having the posts and stuff taken out, that's the easiest way of doing it. Instead of pulling it back and forth and bending it and wrecking it, pop it out this way. So I know you're not a gardener, and you probably wouldn't want to mess with that anyway, but I mean a lot of the guys probably have posts running around. I do with trees too. When I install trees for the nursery, we use posts just like this, these T-posts with the nubs on it. But yeah, handy little hack.
I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, how they were doing, how they did that. That was.
If you're impressed by this, wait till you watch the other video about hanging a picture that you're going to see here shortly. You're going to be really impressed.
I did watch that.
That one was for you because I figured you could use that. You like to have lots of pictures hung up. So.
Yep. So here we go. Let me make some room here and get the next one up. I did like that.
Here's how to hang a picture, version 2. Flip your picture over. Put a piece of tape on the back of your picture. Mark where your hangers are. Peel the tape off. Stick the tape to to the bottom of your level. Now put your level on the wall and mark where your nails go. Hammer in your nails. Now it's even easier.
That's pretty sweet. I
That
never
is
thought
great.
of doing it that way.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have picture hangers and a hammer sitting out with picture hooks, and I got a ton of art to hang up. So
Now you know how to do it. Now you just got to find yourself some tape and a permanent marker.
I do, except for I actually have a couple of really big prints that are very heavy.
Yeah.
And so I have to get into the stud. And so I'm having to do dual picture hangers so I can slide and adjust the picture across to keep it level there. To hit
Yeah,
the
there you go.
studs and center. But yeah, it's always fun. But I really do like this idea. I thought that was great.
Yep. That you seen the fork idea? Like where they put a fork on the nail on the wall so that way you can slide the rope off the back of the picture over top of it and set it on there instead of like trying to fish it and hold it.
I have not seen that, but I've done really well actually taking the art up there and hitting it. So
well, if you get stuck, just stick a fork over top of the screw.
Yeah.
And then it'll stick out from the wall a little bit, and then you can lasso onto that fork, and you'll be all set.
Cool. I have to try that. All right. So should we talk about auction time? We had an auction close tonight, or it is closing.
Yeah, go for it. What do you got?
And we sold some stuff cheap. We've still got 69 lots open. So it's aTagSale.hybid or aTagSale.hybid.com. And I mean, I can't believe how cheap some of this stuff is going. And some of them literally have no bids on them, but they're finishing up right now with that. And we'll be doing listing another auction here soon. I'll go ahead and pull it up. I think there we go. All right. Yeah, so we've got things closing. If you bid on them, they're flashing like that. You make a bid, somebody else bids, then it'll extend the auction. But unbelievable that we don't have higher bids on some of this stuff. So you can get super good deals on things up and coming. There's stuff that has no bids that can be picked up, very low bids. I think that's, we're just getting going with the auction, and so people can snag some real deals here if they try and they get on there. But if it's small enough, we'll ship, and you just pay shipping. So check it out. We'd appreciate your support for that. That helps fund us so that we can do videos like this and so on. BC says, who pays for shipping? The person who wins the bid, so the buyer pays shipping, and it would just be what the actual shipping charges are, and so we get shipping charges for you on it.
So something cool too. I'm gonna have the Shopify store up and running, so next week I will get all that posted. We'll do it in our live stream too. So you guys can start buying merchandise. You can get shirts. I'll have some mugs in there. We'll just keep adding to that little collection. So if you guys are looking for Christmas gifts, this is a great opportunity to get it. And I've got a really cool shirt. I showed you this, Kirk. I thought like it was like a good tagline. I don't know what you thought about it, but the Grumpy Feller. I'm a grumpy feller, except we spelled it Feller, like you're felling a tree. And he's cutting a tree down with a chainsaw. So I thought that was pretty cool. We'll show you guys all those cool designs next week, and we're going to keep adding to it. I've got some beanies that are getting embroidered. Those should be done this week too, so we'll get those popped up on the store. But yeah, just look for that stuff. I'll drop a video, and then we'll have it in our live stream next week. And again, like Kirk said, auction stuff. Auctions are going to keep coming. We're at least going to do one auction a week, depending on what we're getting. But we've got some deals with some storage garages. So if you've ever watched Storage Wars on TV, we're taking the war out of the storage unit and we're going to put it on high bids. So we don't know what's in the auctions, what's in the storage garages. We don't know what we're going to put on the auction. But we will be getting storage garages and listing all the stuff. So that should be pretty fun. We'll do some lives when we're doing those storage garage cleanouts, show you what we find, completely not gone through. We don't know until you guys know, sort of thing. So that will be a fun process. Don't you think, Kirk?
Yep. Definitely. You'll enjoy seeing what we bring out of there. And the items that are in the storage garages, for most of them, we'll auction the items off separately, unless it's a more of like a pallet auction that we do. So it'd be the whole, everything in the garage. But most of them we're gonna list the items separately that we pull out of the garages.
So yeah, the auction stuff, that's going to be whatever we find. So, and whatever people consign to us and the states that we pick up. So it's literally going to be a bunch of everything. We don't really know what we're going to get for auctions, but that's part of the fun of it, not knowing what you're going to get. So when we do post that stuff up there, you guys can get some really cool stuff that we'll find.
Right. All right, Sean, do we have anything else tonight, or did we get it all covered?
I think we got everything pretty much done. So it's going to be a short week. We got Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday, Black Friday coming up on Friday. I don't know how many of you guys are taking Thursday, Friday off, or if you have to work, but I'm going to be closing the shop for the holiday, and looking forward to a 4-day weekend this week. So I do appreciate you guys watching this show. I know Kirk does too. It's great to have you guys here tuning in. But I will be making some videos. It's been a little slow in the shop, so I haven't had any super exciting content come through. But if I do get something cool, I think you guys will find interesting. I'll make a video about it. But other than that, happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next Sunday.
Yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving and see you Sunday.
Have a good night, guys.